There is a particular kind of grief that doesn't end. It changes, but it doesn't end. And in the beginning, it's loud. It's everywhere. It's in your dreams. It's in the music you hear, the smells that just come out of nowhere. It's in your body. It's in the way the air feels different when you wake up. If your loss is still new, if the world still feels unfamiliar, if you are just trying to survive to the next hour, nothing here is asking that you move faster than you can. Early grief is not a weakness. It's impact. Right after a profound loss, something in you reaches outward and you look for meaning. You look for reassurance. And you look for something that tells you this isn't random. That they're okay. That you're okay. Sometimes that search is spiritual. Sometimes it's intellectual. Sometimes it's just the quiet ache of wanting one more conversation. It doesn't matter which door you choose. In the beginning, you just need to be held. You need the bond to feel close. Almost audible. Almost tangible. And for many people, it does. Dreams feel vivid. The memories are still so alive. You can almost hear their voice guiding you. That isn't delusion. That's love. It's stabilizing. When someone shapes your life, your mind just doesn't delete them. It builds what psychologists call a continuing bond. And you carry them forward because your system doesn't know how not to. But there's another phase that doesn't get talked about enough. A quieter one. It doesn't arrive dramatically. It arrives with space. The presence that once felt so urgent begins to feel a little bit steadier. Not gone, just less loud. And that shift can feel unsettling because it feels like you're losing them twice. Like something sacred is fading. But often it isn't fading. It's integrating. And that's because grief doesn't close. It shifts. If the bond once felt like the door was thrown wide open, wind just blowing through, rushing everywhere, memories everywhere, every emotion is just amplified. Over time, it may move closer to the frame. Not shut. Never shut. But steadier. Less forceful. Less chaotic. Still open and still there. You don't board it up. You don't lock it. You simply learn how to live with it differently. It becomes part of the house. Not a storm. And that is not betrayal. That is integration. And for many people, the guilt shows up right here. You know, if the presence is quieter, does that mean that I'm leaving them behind? It doesn't. Forward motion does not sever love. It gives it somewhere to go. Loss does not mean that you are marked. It does not mean that you are cursed. It does not mean that something is wrong with you. It means you loved. Grief is something that you carry. It is not something that you are. And then there comes a point, not for everyone at the same time, not on a schedule, but there can come a point when something steadier comes in and settles in. It's not answers. It's not closure. It's just recognition. You already carry what they gave you. Their guidance didn't disappear. It became part of how you think, their encouragement didn't vanish. It became part of how you move. Early grief feels like reaching. Later grief can feel like carrying. And when that shift happens, something else softly changes. There can be a transfer. Not out of love. Not of love. Of authority. You were supported when you needed the support. You were steadied while you were unsteady. Oh, gosh. But life eventually stops asking, are you okay? And begins asking, what will you build now? What will you build now? That moment can feel so exposed. Because there are no more training wheels. No constant reassurance. Just the quiet knowing that you are capable of steering. You are not the same person who reached for meaning. You are someone who has absorbed it. And when that happens, forward motion stops feeling like betrayal. It starts feeling like inheritance. Not leaving them behind. You're carrying them into what comes next. And that is how love continues. And that is what moving forward. And that is what moving forward really means. So when you're ready, continue traveling.